Hey guys, I'm Karina.
And I'm Eric.
And welcome back to the Late Podcast. The law according to Eric. So we have a good selection for today. I pulled a lot of Christmas questions down for Eric, and we're going to be seeing what Eric would do in these holly jolly situations.
Okay, I can't wait. By the way, before we go forward, I just want you to know I'm still really concerned about my calendar. You know,
His days are numbered. Come on now, everyone knows that one.
Did you tell her I was going to do that joke before?
No.
Oh, okay. The dad joke battle goes to Karina this week. No matter what hers is.
But I was reading. Do you know what happens if you eat the Christmas decoration?
I don't care anymore.
You get tinnitus. See, that one was better. Haha, I won.
That's all right. You know what? The sun shines on a dog's ass even sometimes.
Okay, Eric's a hater.
A broken clock is right at least twice a day.
Okay, well, I was right now, so.
Oh, by the way, just as we're speaking, I got this text. Look, I'm showing you so you can see it. Insomnia cookies with delivery, or a free cookie with delivery, or $5 in-store credit.
Oh,
I'm telling you, we didn't order yet because it's early today.
Yeah.
We're doing this a little bit earlier than normal because of the holiday. But as soon as we get back from our little winter break time, I'll be getting another order in.
And as a gift to the people, I know our podcast airs Wednesday, but I'll do everything to air it on Christmas Day. So it'll be, come out earlier that day.
It's a Christmas miracle.
It's a Christmas miracle. But we hope you all are having a great holiday season. I just want say thank you to all our listeners.
Yeah, I don't really care if you're having a good holiday or not.
Okay.
I'm Jewish. It doesn't. You know what I'm doing on Christmas Day? I'm going to see a movie and getting Chinese food.
See?
That's Jewish Christmas.
There you go. All right, well, let's start this episode and let's read the 12 stories of Christmas of what would Eric do.
Okay, what would Eric do? All right.
Okay, first one. Gift certificate expiring within a year. Long story short, for Christmas last year, my partner got me a gift certificate for a spa day at a local business. The certificate is handwritten on a templated form and is for $100, which is clearly stated on there. It says it expires on Christmas Eve this year. I was supposed to go today, but unfortunately I have COVID and need to reschedule to after the holidays. When I called to reschedule, they told me that the certificate will be expired by then, so I can't use it. I was bummed, but then I started looking online and saw that the federal law states that gift certificates cannot expire until 5 years after the activation date, unless it is for a non-minimal amount. But this clearly states it's for $100. I'm wondering if it applies since it's for a service at a wellness center and not a traditional retail business. I don't even know that I'd actually confront them about it, but now I want to know if I'm being scammed. What would you do here?
Probably nothing. I mean, I don't think he's being scammed. It's probably a policy. I think it says it on there.
Yeah.
And so that's another, I mean, it's an interesting question in that I suppose he could invoke federal law.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that a spa would count as a retail establishment, except they may sell retail products as part of like an ancillary revenue stream. You know, you have your spa day, and then as you're leaving, hey, do you want to buy your massage oil or hair thinner, thicker, whatever stuff they sell, lotions, I don't know, whatever they sell at spas. But honestly, what would Eric do? I would just forget it. I thank the person who got it for me, kick myself for not using it within the entire year. You know,
so I need to go like a week before.
Yeah, I mean, look, when you procrastrate, that's what you get. So that's Eric would just do nothing. I would use it for fireplace Kindle and move on.
All right, next one. Legality of a Christmas gift that's a dog. Hi all. So long story short, we had a parent gift us a puppy for Christmas. They purchased the puppy and they gave it to us. But now they're having second thoughts after gifting us the puppy and want it back. I've already taken the puppy to the vet and I've paid for so much of its care. I'm afraid that she'll probably send a cop over to get the dog back because she's crazy. Do I have any legal leg to stand on? What would you do?
Okay, well, yes, you probably do have a legal leg to stand on. If you have some kind of communication back and forth, like, hey, thanks for the amazing puppy.
Yeah.
You know, thank you. A gift I always wanted. Merry Christmas to you too, whatever. Then you can show at least what I would say circumstantial evidence that this was a gift. The fact that you expended your own money and resources in providing those initial shots and care and vet, services or, paying vet bills, I think furthers the idea that you at least had a good faith belief that this was your dog. Now, how crazy are these people? I don't know. Are you going to come home one day and see that dog boiling in a pot of water?
Oh my God.
there was a movie, you're probably too young to know this, called Fatal Attraction. And it was about this crazy stalker woman who was going after this married man because they had a fling.
Uh-huh.
And she basically like took the guy's little daughter's rabbit and like
Oh my
killed it
God.
and boiled it in a
Oh
pot
my
for them to come home.
God.
So that's where that comes from. So yeah, but basically, in other words, I mean, I don't know how crazy is,
Yeah.
right? But yeah, I think they probably do have grounds to say fuck off. You know, this was a gift.
Yeah.
Now, this is family, right?
Yeah, because it's one of their parents.
Well, that's
yeah.
what I'm saying. So I don't know, you know, how much damage is it going to cause that relationship.
Yeah.
Maybe, you know, offer like split visitation or something. I don't know. You know, like I can tell
Yeah.
you, like if you're asking what would Eric do if this was a gift from like my mother or father, but then they wanted it back, I'd give it to them. They're older, you know, they may need the dog or they may want the companionship. I don't know, whatever. You know, that's just me.
I wouldn't give it back.
But don't forget, but I'm the guy that's trying to get rid of a dog.
That's true.
You know, or
That's
hoping to. So
It's almost gone.
well, yeah, but that's because I want to replace him. Sorry, but anyway, well, that's a different subject. But.
Okay, next one. My ex is taking me to court over a gift. A couple of years back, my ex and I were still dating. She gifted me a laptop for Christmas / my birthday. We broke up a few months ago, and now she wants the laptop back, stating that it's hers because she paid for it. She was very toxic and verbally abusive in and out of the relationship. There are plenty of details on why she's actually doing this, but long story short, she's just doing it to hurt me. She knows I need the laptop and I can't afford a new one or afford a lawyer, especially now during the holiday season. She did at one point change her mind, tell me I could keep it. She still couldn't stop harassing me, so I blocked her. Now I got a letter in the mail today saying that she is taking me to court for the laptop. She has turned in receipts to prove that she paid for it. I do have messages from where she got the laptop and me stating that and her saying that she was buying it for me. I also have recent messages of her telling me to keep it and saying that if she won, she was just going to smash it in front of me. Is it legal to take back a gift? What would you do in my situation?
Okay, the first question is, who wrote this letter?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and the reason I ask that is this: if crazy ex-girlfriend just got onto her keyboard or typewriter or word processor, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and banged out a letter, I just ignore it and throw it
Mm-hmm.
away. If he got a letter from like a lawyer that she hired, I'd take it a bit more seriously. I'd respond in writing and say, look, before you waste your time and money suing me, here are the text messages saying it was a gift. It always was. This was a bad breakup. You know, nothing else to it.
Mm-hmm.
And do what you got to do. It is not required that he give it back.
Right.
There have been cases that I've read about where something similar, but it was really more about like an engagement ring.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I buy someone an engagement ring, not me personally, but you know,
Yeah.
and I give it to you and everything's great and it's an expensive ring. And then depending on who does the breaking up, but if now my fiance or ex-fiance breaks up with me, I can demand the ring back. But that's because an engagement ring is sort of like part of a contract. We agree that
So you'd have to give it back?
You don't have to, but you can get sued for that and you would lose.
Really?
Yes, because it's basically meant to solidify this relationship. And if the relationship is no longer going forward, you're no longer engaged. But that's not a gift. Right? An engagement ring serves a specific purpose.
Yeah.
Now, if like on their 3-year anniversary, he bought her like a diamond necklace as a gift, and then they broke up, no, she can keep that and say fuck off. Mm-hmm. So when it's a gift like that, like a laptop, he can keep it, and he can use the laptop and email her a middle finger emoji and let her know that this came from the laptop that she bought him, and he's putting it to good use. And take her crazy self, you know, and go jump in a lake or whatever.
Every one of my email sign-offs to her would be from the laptop you bought.
That's right, 100%. Yes. What would Eric do? Eric would take pictures of himself with the laptop and post them on social media. Although he blocked her, but she didn't block him.
She probably has a fake account.
Yeah,
she's crazy.
Right. And what's the hip term? Like I would use the gram.
Yeah.
Right. And I would put the laptop up on there. I would dress the laptop up, like I would put like a fake mustache and glasses on it. And I would go so far into this because that's so annoying and upsetting that someone would do that. And I would be like, oh no, this isn't the laptop you bought me. That's his sister or his brother, you know, Groucho or whatever. Yeah, I would do stuff like that. I would torment the fuck out of her.
Especially because she's saying like all she wants it for is to like when she gets it back, I'm gonna break it in front of you.
Right. She wants to act spiteful. I would torment the shit out of her over that. That's just me. So, well, the other thing too is I'm wondering if he actually ever bought her anything, Like he's
Maybe.
saying he's broke now, but maybe he wasn't always.
Yeah.
And maybe the thing to do is if I had bought her something nice or valuable, or I knew something she liked, I'd be like, sure, no problem. As soon as you give me back, X, then
Yeah.
maybe what I would do is I would do like a hostage swap,
Oh my
like
god.
a prisoner sale. You're like, you show up at this time and place, I'll bring like the laptop, you bring that Cartier
Yeah.
watch or whatever,
Mhm.
and we'll
And
make
we'll
a trade.
swap. Yep.
Right. We'll meet in a public place, right?
At the fire station outside.
Right. We'll bring a third party to like hold the merchandise, whatever. Yeah, I'd make a big deal out of it
Yeah.
because she's making such a big
Mhm.
deal. But I legally speaking, I don't think he has anything to worry about.
Okay. Next one. My neighbor tried to have drugs shipped to my mailbox. Hello. Since Christmas is coming up, my neighbor asked me if he could send his wife a present and have it shipped to my address to surprise her. I agreed, and today when I opened my mail, I received a letter from Customs in Canada saying that 5 Xanax pills were confiscated while being shipped to me. The letter doesn't say that they're going to take any action, but I'm totally freaked out here. Do I need to do anything? I had no idea he was doing this, and I would have never gave him permission to send drugs through my mail. What does one do in a situation like this?
Well, okay. The first question is, does this guy not have a mailbox?
Well, it was supposed to be for a surprise for his wife.
Yeah, but I mean, who surprises somebody else's wife with fucking Xanax? I mean, that
Well,
doesn't.
I think that was like a lie, but like I think his whole point was like, oh, it's a gift for my wife.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like that, no, it doesn't matter what it is. That's
Yeah.
bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
I would go. What would Eric do? Eric would go to his local police precinct, show them, and say, "Look, guys, I don't know anything about this. I don't know why he did it. I don't want to be associated.
Mm-hmm.
Here's this guy's name and number and address. Here's his wife's name.
He told me
Whatever."
it was for her.
Yeah, I honestly, and I would, especially first, what I would do, I would ask him to text me that or put it in writing,
Mm-hmm.
so that I can go to the police station and say, look,
Yeah.
see, here's his text to me that said,
That says a packet will arrive today.
right,
Or something
just
like
so
that.
it doesn't look like I'm
Mhm.
trying to preemptively like save myself.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's bullshit. Don't you can't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, clearly you can do it, but that's pretty fucked up.
Mhm.
That's number one. Number two, by the way, I don't know if a lot of people may not know this, and I don't know if we're up to like close to 300 listeners now, but to my 300 listeners or close to, never, ever, ever buy anything from a quote Canadian pharmacy.
Mhm.
Okay, you're going to get shipped sugar pills. You're going to get charged a lot of money. I mean, relative to what you think you're getting,
Mhm.
and most likely it's all some kind of scam bullshit. Number one. Number two, don't send any fucking pharmaceuticals over the
Yeah.
mail. I mean, you can get from a valid pharmacy.
Yeah.
Like I belong to an organization named Kaiser.
Mhm.
That's like the healthcare provider, and they're an insurance provider, and they also have their own hospitals. They have pharmacies, and they'll mail you your prescription.
I
but
get
they
my
have
prescriptions mailed
me
too.
too. They got to know who you are,
Yeah.
right? You have a medical record with them. I mean, the doctors prove it. I mean, there's more to it. I can't just go to some random online pharmacy and be like, "Yo, why don't you ship me some Oxy and some Xanax, and here's my credit card too." But
Yeah.
while you're at,
Mhm.
by the way, I had one of my checking account got hacked.
Oh no.
I know I've been dealing with it for like almost a week now, and it was like some weird name. The guy hit me for 1,000, then 500 and change, then 500 and change. The guy's somewhere in India because he has an Indian name, and then they bank charge me a processing fee, so it's like an international thing. And I saw the charges were still pending. I called them like that day.
Mhm.
They're like, no problem, don't worry. We'll open a fraud investigation. They cancel your debit card. They're going to mail
But it
you a
was
new
still
one.
processing, huh?
Yeah. So then I woke up this morning, and now all the charges went through, plus other ones I had pending that were legit. So like it like overdrew my account.
Mhm.
So angry. So I call. First I'm on hold like 30 minutes. Then I get hold of somebody. They're like, well, okay, we'll open another fraud report. We'll whatever. And you should see something in like 4 or 5 days. No, I'm not waiting 4 or 5 days. It's fucking Christmas weekend.
Yeah. What if you
It's
need
like,
a
yeah,
Christmas?
tomorrow's
What if you need
Friday.
stuff? Yeah.
Nobody's open around, everybody's closed Monday or
Yeah.
whatever, like the holiday. Like, no,
Mhm.
that's just not how this works. So, needless to say, this was like a whole thing, but they finally gave me like provisional credit. Like, I
Oh, okay.
demanded to speak to a supervisor, but I'm going to change banks too. Fuck
At least it wasn't a lot. I had a family member that it got hacked, and they got like what I think it was like 10K taken out.
I had a
And
friend that
was,
happened
like,
exactly that,
ridiculous.
$10,000. And that's because his account got hacked by somebody because he's a professional poker player.
Mhm.
So he has all these like accounts with like BetMGM because he
Mhm.
like bets sports. And that's how they got him. They hacked his like bank account through the BetMGM thing.
I know.
So, but
So,
yeah, it's crazy.
yeah.
Bullshit. Sorry.
I know, because mine. You've seen mine always. Like I always have to call Bank of America for the same thing too.
So annoying. I know this was a U.S. bank and they're supposed to be a bit more secure, but they're not.
Yeah.
So I think it's all, yeah. And anyway, so that's that.
Okay, next story. My fiance's engagement ring was lost. So here's the story. I proposed on Thanksgiving, but the ring was 2 sizes too big. No big deal. As a gift, I was having it resized again for Christmas. I paid to have the extra insurance and all, so it really wasn't an issue. So we went a couple of days later to get it sized. Well, between the UPS and the K Jewelers, they lost the ring. Kay is willing to take the hit and replace the ring, which is nice, but my fiance is now heartbroken because it's not the ring that the promise was made on, and the ring that I was down on one knee with. I know it's mostly
Oh my
sentimental.
God, I'm sorry. This is I
Which I couldn't imagine can be reasonably argued, but she's inconsolable over the fact that it's lost. I just want to know if there's any course of action you could reasonably take. What would you do if your fiance's ring got lost and she was this inconsolable?
Okay, what would Eric do? Eric would kick her to the curb and understand that this is now going to be a lifetime of fucking misery.
Yeah.
Right? What did this guy do other than try to size the ring down and do the right thing?
Mm-hmm.
He can't control the fucking mail
Mm-hmm.
or USPS or UPS. He can't control Zales. And the fact they're willing to replace it. What are
Yeah.
they? I mean, unless it's like, even if it was a different ring,
Yeah.
right? The sentiment behind it hasn't changed.
Mm-hmm.
So honestly, that sounds like she's got a little too much crazy.
Yeah.
And that tells me that's a glimpse into what the rest of his life is going to be like.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, what would Eric do? Eric would be like, okay, bye, bitch. No, okay, no.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. It's literally a rate.
Oh, and
yeah.
and I would take the replacement ring myself and just fucking sell it and get my money back.
You know, my thing is they still have to get married, so that ring will hold more.
No, they
like,
don't have to now.
No,
That's
but
my
I'm
point.
saying, yeah, like even if they would get the ring back, the point is they're going to say their vows with these rings on.
Right.
It doesn't matter. Like it was just the proposed.
Plus,
ring,
engagement rings are not the wedding ring.
Exactly.
At least from what I remember,
Yeah.
right? They're like two pieces
Yeah,
that kind of
yeah.
like match.
Mm-hmm.
But even if they don't, I mean, for fuck's sake, lady, whoever you are, if you're listening or if this guy's a listener or whatever, I mean, honestly, grow the fuck up. What are we talking about here? You know, the guy wants to spend his life with you. Well, maybe not anymore. Before he did, right? Now, I think look, the fucking guy has been reduced to posting on Reddit about this situation. How much anxiety are you going to cause this poor bastard? Who all he wanted to do was size the ring nicely so it fits your finger.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna, my listeners may have understood that. From time to time, I'll go off on a little bit of a tangent if I hear something that really disturbs me. That fucking disturbs me.
No, this one really, I also felt like it was like ridiculous.
That's
There's
just
no
fucking
point.
ridiculous.
Like you're throwing a tantrum because you're getting a
fuck
new ring.
out of here. Okay, I've had like cars replaced
Yeah.
that I don't have that much connection to. I mean, give me a break.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm sorry. It's just we should have. Luckily, we didn't do that one last because I would have just kept going. I know we have other ones to get to. So
okay, next one. Can a parent sue to revoke gifts? My mother.
No. Sorry, I can't. There's so much family drama in these. Oh,
it's the holiday season.
I know. I was not expecting this to be like all like fucked up families that do stupid, terrible things to each other.
Yeah, that's the holiday spirit.
I mean, okay, all right. So I'm sorry. So somebody's parents want to sue their fucking kid to take back gifts.
Yeah.
Okay.
My mother and I had a very rocky past, particularly during my childhood, and she was abusive, which was all documented with the police. I am currently in my mid-30s, and we very carefully have rekindled about 4 years ago after I had my daughter. Everything was great for a couple of years, and then she even offered to help my wife and I by gifting us money towards some renovations of our first home, which we just moved into. However, after her visit to us for Thanksgiving, things did not go well at all. One thing has led to another, and we had an explosive falling out. I have now received a demand debt letter, and she is requesting all the funds she has ever gifted us back by Christmas Day, including the money she spent to fly out to us during her visit. This all came with the timeline and a threat to legal action. There was never any indication that the gifts were a loan, nor have we ever signed any agreements whatsoever, and we have messages/emails from my mom that clearly indicate they were all gifts.
That's all they need. We don't even have to read more. That's all they need. What would Eric do?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Eric had a great relationship with his mother, so this would be really hard on me.
Yeah.
If my mom all of a sudden, and I wonder if they're older, if maybe she's got dementia now or something where she believes that.
It sounds like she was a bad mom this whole time.
Well, okay. So I'm just saying, I'm just trying to give, because moms are supposed to be pure and loving and wonderful. Moms aren't supposed to be fucked up like that. So, but let's assume that this is a fucked up mom.
Yeah.
I know there are those out there.
Yeah.
Okay. So what would Eric do? Eric would tell his fucked up mom that I put up with her for the last time.
Mm-hmm.
No problem. Go get a lawyer. Do what you got to do. Good luck. Let her spend money on a lawyer, and then I would just send that lawyer the same text messages and let her know. And by the way, I mean, I hate to say this because it kind of besmirches my own, profession, but there's probably a lawyer out there that will take that kind of case. there's some lawyer that just started or who's really hungry or needs the money or the work. Lawyers are human, Okay. But it may be difficult for her to find any kind of reputable attorney to even handle this kind of case. And most lawyers, if they're halfway decent judges of character, will see the crazy on her when she sits and starts telling the story about how her kids owe her all this back or her son or whatever. But I wouldn't worry. And if he has texts or emails or whatever saying, I hope you enjoy the wonderful gift I just gave you, then that's all he needs.
So that he was saying he didn't plan on doing anything. He was like, I was planning on just keeping quiet, but he didn't know if he needed to lawyer up or something.
No, first of all, this goes for just about everybody. Okay. Nobody needs to lawyer up unless the other side lawyers up first. The only reason you need to lawyer up is if you want to be the one to start. Right. So if I want to sue somebody, I lawyer up. But if, unless somebody gets a lawyer, I don't need to preemptively have one waiting.
All right. Next one. Can I still back my stolen property?
No. That's OJ.
No.
OJ went to jail for that. In fact, the only thing he really went to jail for, he did. Though anybody that knows the whole thing about OJ, somebody had his memorabilia in Vegas for some kind of sports memorabilia show, and he fucking broke into that guy's hotel room with a gun and stole his shit back. And you know how much time he did? 14 years.
This one's even crazier. You're going to be more mad, honestly. This is going to make you more mad.
I mean, I'm just telling you, be smart, don't do it. But you're right. Depending on how much it upsets me, I may tell her, hey, go for it. Just turn yourself in when you're done. All right, go ahead.
So my apartment building caught fire, and I had to leave. I didn't have time to grab any of my stuff. Most importantly, I couldn't grab my Christmas light projector and put it back inside of the house. So when I went to get it out of my yard, it was gone. My mom drove around and couldn't find it. But we went looking again at night and found it in someone's yard that's across the street, some houses down. It was in the exact same light show, and I had it on, and when the power got turned off from the fire. So I just happened to have the remote with the light, so turn it on and off. So I know it's mine. Can I go and steal it back knowing it's mine? My thing is, your apartment caught on fire, and you're worried about your Christmas light projector.
I was going to say, I'm not even sure what that is. Is it one of those digital fireplace things?
No. So you put it in your yard, and then it lights on the house, kind of it just projects you have Christmas lights all over your house.
Okay, all right. The answer is I just can't. The answer is no. If this is a very important thing, maybe it's expensive. I don't know. I'm honest. Maybe
it's $25.
Okay,
we have one.
Okay, all right. I don't know. I don't know anything about this kind of stuff. What would Eric do? Okay, Eric would not give a shit about his $25.
I care more about the fire.
Right. It would cost me more to deal with this than it would just buy another fucking one.
Yeah.
Okay. But not everybody uses common sense. Maybe he had some kind of weird attachment to it.
Maybe.
If this is really important and this guy's serious, what Eric would do if he cared that much about a stupid light projector is I would make a police report. I would let them know where it is, and I would just let them handle it. You cannot break into somebody else's house to reclaim something you think they stole from you. He has no proof this person stole it, even though it's there. It's circumstantial. He didn't see the guy take it. There's no video of the guy. That's number one. Okay. So having said all that, I mean, for the love of God, I got to know who these people are that take the time. I mean, I understand not everybody's a lawyer, but my hourly rate, for example, would preclude me from spending 4 fucking minutes on Reddit bitching about a $25 light projector. I would lose money doing that. It takes even less time to just launch your Amazon app and just fucking reorder one.
My question is, what if just all the remotes work with the lights and they have their own light? There's a lot of things that work with the same remote.
Well, I got a better question. What fucking house is he going to project on now that his house burned down?
Exactly.
Right?
He doesn't need it back.
I'm just saying,
exactly.
Why do you fucking even need it? Right?
There's no point in it.
Is he going to light up the ash? I mean, for fuck's sake.
I told you this would get you out of.
I'm just unreal. I just thought about that. The fucking guy's house burned down. Why is this a priority?
Yeah,
you know what Eric would do if I wanted to be an asshole? I would just add that to my insurance claim.
Yeah.
Okay. Hopefully he had renter's insurance or homeowner's insurance. I would just add that, get reimbursed, and move on.
Yeah. Get one for next year.
just move the fuck on. This is a toxic relationship. Man and his projector. Okay, that's a problem. I can't believe this is real. Oh my God. I'm sorry.
I know. I
I'm
had
sorry.
to add that one in there.
You know what? I don't consider myself to be just a lawyer. I'm a teacher as well. So let me teach the audience something. Objects that are valued under a certain amount, like $25 or less, are not worth getting your panties in a bunch over. Please, people, just learn how to let shit go. Certain things are just not worth it. I understand there are sentimental attachments to certain things. I get it. Okay.
A Christmas light projector should not be
Not
one of those.
one of them. No.
So, okay, let's move on. Okay,
I don't know if I can move on now. To be honest,
we're going to revisit the topic again at the end.
Oh my God. This is just, I don't know why this is triggering me so much, but it just, and the fact that he wants to know, he's literally asking legal advice on Reddit if he can like break into some random neighbor's house and steal back his near worthless item.
Yep.
That's what this really comes down to. Okay.
We
done.
ridiculous.
We done on this one. I can't no more.
Okay. Next one. Roommate physically assaulted me and then threatened to murder me and everyone else in the house for Christmas.
As a gift?
Yeah.
Like his Christmas gift to them is I'm gonna beat the shit out of you and then kill everybody you know that lives here? Okay. What could possibly be the question?
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Move out. Is that your question?
It's more complicated though. Hold on.
Okay. Not to me, but all right, but go ahead.
We've known one of our roommates, 28 male, has some serious mental health issues. However, it has never been much of an issue until this Friendsmas party. It started fine, but I had noticed that he had been drinking more than usual. Around 10 p.m., we were smoking together when suddenly something switched. He started towering over me and saying if anything ever happened to his wife, he'd, quote unquote, fucking kill me. I told him to never threaten me again and to leave my room immediately. Shortly after, him and his wife then got into a huge argument, and he was yelling and threatening to murder everyone in the house on Christmas. His wife retreated downstairs and then left the three of us to deal with him for the next 6 hours. During those hours, he proceeded to threaten all of us multiple times, saying he was going to murder us, and now he got off on hurting people. He then went on to brag about all the small animals he tortured and killed when he was younger. So at one point, I had my hand on his shoulder trying to calm him down, saying everything was going to be okay. He seemed fine for a bit, but then out of nowhere, he yelled and bit down on my upper arm so hard it started bleeding. It's been 7 days and it's still bruised and the teeth marks are still there.
He fucking bit the guy?
Girl. It's a girl. Yeah.
Oh, a guy bit a girl or a girl bit a girl?
No, the guy bit the girl.
Okay, yeah, all right. But still, my God. All right.
I no longer feel safe in my own home and none of us do.
Yeah, you think?
I am the sole leaseholder of the house. My landlord only likes dealing with one person and allows me to fill up the other rooms as I see fit. So they haven't signed anything, but they have been living here for at least a year and are refusing to leave. What should I do in this situation?
Get an attorney, evict them. There's a safety issue. I would get. I mean, this is actually a serious question.
Yeah, no, that was actually.
At first, it seemed very odd, and maybe he was just an angry drunk. But there have been there's a ton of research about people that begin with cruelty to animals and how they eventually develop into pure psychopaths. And
Jeffrey Dahmer.
That is just one of the telltale signs. I don't know if it's true or not. Maybe he was just in a rage and bragging or saying shit that he knew would be upsetting to everybody or to maybe prove his point. But why take that chance? This guy's clearly disturbed. The fact that they're drinking and smoking in the same house is not really an excuse for that kind of behavior. And the fact that he actually bit her and was physically violent, I think is all the grounds she would need to get a restraining order. And if he doesn't abide by it, call the cops and have him arrested. Get him the fuck out of that house.
Because imagine how hard he had to bite her for 7 days. The bruise and the mark is still there.
It's just, it's the fact that he bit, of all things, right? I mean, there's all sorts of red flags on this. All right, so I take back my laughter. I didn't realize how serious this was. So to my 300 listeners, I'm not completely insensitive.
No.
I would get I would emergency restraining order immediately. I would get a restraining order, and I would keep them out. And I would also try to find that guy's wife, and make sure she's not in danger. I mean, that's just me being more of a good Samaritan. She doesn't owe her anything, but clearly this person's very disturbed. So in all seriousness.
Okay, next one.
Talk about fucking downer.
Though. I know, I'm sorry, but it was in there.
This is not
I didn't know where
Christmassy.
to throw that one in.
It's not Christmassy.
None of these are. If they're asking for legal advice in Christmas.
But I mean, some of these are funny, but okay. I mean, okay. I hate to say this, but I had a friend a long time ago. I can't give you his name, but we're not in touch. We haven't been in touch. I knew him when I was like very young, starting out in college. But he once made a very, very good point. Everybody perceives their problems as serious,
Mhm.
even if others don't.
Mhm.
So while I might laugh at some of these things, like the mom that wants all of her gift money back or things like that, to the people that this is happening to, this may be really upsetting, disturbing. So
Mhm.
I don't mean to necessarily make light of everything. Certain things are ridiculous. Like, let me just say,
Like the projector.
yeah, right. I mean, that deserves my
Yeah.
full wrath. But I do understand that not everybody
Yeah.
thinks of problems the way I do.
Mhm.
And things are clearly more, difficult for some people to deal with than others. So, okay, let me just put that disclaimer out. So,
Of course.
we don't drop back to like 3 listeners and they all think I'm, some big giant asshole because I'm, making fun of all these people.
Okay.
So, all right.
Next one. I want to start divorce, but my ex moved out of the state. So long story short, my ex went to rehab 3 months ago in another state, and while she was there, she somehow reconciled with her ex and now has decided that she wants children with him. I do not want children with someone who has been doing drugs since 13, so we mutually decided to get a divorce. However, now that she's in another state, do I have to wait until she's back in town to serve her? She will be back for Christmas, but would I be the asshole to serve her divorce papers on Christmas?
Oh, so you're asking what would Eric do?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I would serve her on
Yeah,
Christmas.
I would too. Yeah.
Right? That's what you get. Fucking cheating, drug using whore. I mean, that's. I'm just saying, the way it sounded, she's like, right? She's been using drugs all the time. She went out of state for rehab, hooked up with her ex, and now wants to have his kids.
Yeah.
Fuck yes, I would serve her on Christmas Day.
Exactly.
I would serve her
too.
on her fucking birthday, like at her parents' house. Like
Yep.
and I would have a note saying like, I hope you enjoyed being diddled by your drug using ex or whatever. I hope you don't raise a bunch of filthy drug using kids or whatever. I'd be really mad at that.
I would too. No, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's honestly just ridiculous.
That's just cruelty. So yeah, I would. Hell yes, I would.
He was waiting for her while she was in rehab.
Yeah, I know, poor bastard.
That's insane.
Well, maybe there's some red flags he could have looked at, but sometimes it's hard. When you listen, if he really loved her, glasses are rosy when you love someone. So, but yeah, fuck yes, I would serve. I would if I could. I mean, you can't really serve yourself because you're supposed to be registered prostitute. Yeah. But if I could, I would serve her myself in front of the new boyfriend.
I'd go with the guy.
I would go to the other state they're in to serve them. But that's just what I would do. Yeah. But I can be vindictive at times. But what he could do for real is he could initiate divorce where he lives and serve her out of state and make her come back to deal with it. Yeah. And, that's maybe more of what I would do. But yeah, fuck yeah, I would.
Okay, next one. Girlfriend stole Christmas presents she gave me, but the police won't help. So my ex recently broke up with me, and she demanded back 2 Christmas presents from last December and a birthday present she just gave me in August. I told her that she can't have the Christmas presents back. I currently live with my dad, who doesn't know that we broke up or anything was really going on. While I was at work last week, she apparently came over and stole 2 Christmas presents out of my room. My dad gave her permission to come into the house, but I had explicitly told her that she couldn't take my stuff prior to that. I then messaged her and told her to give me back my items, and then I would give her back the birthday present. Instead, while I was not home, she came over again, dropped off the clothes, searched through all of my drawers, and stole the birthday present. When I came home and I realized this, I then told my dad to not let her in the house again. I told her that I would call the police if she doesn't return. She laughed about that, and I spoke to an officer the next day. I explained the story to the officer, and she said that since my dad let her into the house, it complicates things. Apparently, the officer gave her a call, and the girl said that all the stuff was basically hers, and that basically I can't prove anything or if it was my stuff to begin with. I told the officer this. I told the officer I would message her and my ex that she is not welcome in my house anymore so that no further incidents could occur. I just don't know how I can go on without having any justice in this world, and the police are useless in the situation.
Oh, crime!
I have no proof, no justice, and I have no legal knowledge and no money to afford a lawyer.
That's like fucking George Floyd and his family when he bitches about no justice in the world.
Literally over Christmas presents.
Right? Okay. There is a little bit of lazy police work in this.
Yeah.
In that the fact that the dad gave her permission to enter does not automatically equal permission to take shit out of the house and leave. Imagine the logic if every time I knocked on someone's door and like, hey, do you mind if I come in to talk to you about something? And they're like, oh, sure. And then I just like stole a bunch of shit and left. And my excuse is, well, they let me in. Right. So no, that's kind of bullshit on the, that's just a lazy detective. Like the guy might be a few months from pension or whatever. Okay. What Eric would do, I would take her to small claims court for those items. She entered under false pretenses, right? He has messaging apparently back and forth that it's not okay. He demanded the return of 2 of these other gifts and said he would let her have the one. That's what I would do. I would like the value of those gifts to him, and I would take her to small claims court.
Yeah, I would too.
You don't need to pay a lawyer or anything.
He
That's what
also
I would
probably
do.
should have told his dad to stop letting her.
Well, yeah, fine, but I understand. Look, my dad's older too, and so I don't like to tell him upsetting things, especially if it's not something I think he has to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people do that for their older parents. You know, they don't. I don't know how old this guy is, or if he sounds like he's younger. Right, for this kind of drama, they don't sound like they're like in their 40s or anything. But you never know. But I wouldn't, do more than that. And by the way, now that she's not allowed back in, maybe just take the hit. I mean, just whatever. Unless they were really valuable, right? Or if there were things that he uses on a daily basis, like an iPhone or an iPad or something like that, that's a bigger deal. But yeah, those are the two options. Take her to small claims. Chances are, if she gets served with a summons to go to small claims court and has to explain in front of a judge what she did, she'll just give the shit back.
Yep.
And small claims court is very inexpensive. It's like $50 to file a case or something. It's not a lot of money. So that's what I would do.
All right. Next one. Forcing teachers to pray for Christmas. Hello, all. I am a teacher in a public school.
God. All right. Okay. This is like some fucking public school in the deep south or something.
Oh, I don't know where it's at.
But all right, but go ahead.
Okay.
All right.
Throughout my 17 years as a student, I've never been prayed at in a school building. Yet, in my 2 years working at my current district, I've been prayed at in person, via email, and inside a church upward of 100 times. They have required professional development days held inside of a Baptist church where we are forced to sit through 2 prayers, a church service, and a pastor reading to us from the Bible. Many of our district administrators have Bible verses in their email signatures, and our superintendent is actually known for his long biblical emails before Christmas, as well as how everyone goes as a tradition to attend a church service for Christmas. As a queer human being, I fear churches. I don't feel like I should be required to attend a church service or even step foot in a church. Is my district allowed to repeatedly have me be in a prayer and require me to spend hours in a church? It feels like it should be illegal. What would you do if you were in my shoes?
All right. So I want to make sure this is a public school district.
Yes, public.
Then he absolutely, my opinion, okay? I don't know what state this is or whatever. In my opinion, he absolutely does not have to attend. He can request that he not be peppered with religious slogans, sayings, psalms, whatever. That is very inappropriate. A funny, or actually not so funny story, but we had an employee, a former employee, that like one random Sunday morning, I woke up to a text from her, and it was like some Bible quote out of nowhere. And forget that I'm her boss, and forget that this is a Sunday and this is my private, like my personal cell phone that not everybody has. But I mean, most people do now, actually, but whatever. So inappropriate. Now, I didn't want to make a bigger deal out of it, so I just responded nicely and saying, look, why don't we just leave like religion and politics out of the office? And she almost got mad, like, oh, fine by me, like whatever. And then it really didn't happen again. But it's different if, for example, I was the one sending her that and she were the employee. And then forcing her to attend a service or meetings in a church. Yeah, no, this guy has all sorts of claims against that district. And what would Eric do? Eric would go to a labor and employment attorney, potentially even a civil rights attorney, because that is sort of infringing on his freedoms. And when I say religious freedoms, if he chooses to be agnostic, or chooses to not follow or practice any kind of religion, that's a choice. Same as it is choosing to convert or to be Jewish or Baptist or Southern Baptist or Episcopalian or whatever. He is not required to do that. I mean, they may tell him he is. Legally, in my opinion, he is not.
Yeah, and he was saying how people have complained beforehand because there's a lot of like Muslim teachers that don't feel comfortable being in a Baptist church, and the school is like, well, it's a requirement.
No different than those same Baptist teachers would not want to go to a mosque. It's the same thing. So the superintendent, whoever's putting this all together, I mean, I don't know if they'll ever stop, but maybe they need to deal with the legal ramifications of their actions.
Okay, last one.
All right.
Can my boyfriend's parents take a phone that I pay for? I, 16 male, have a boyfriend, 16 male as well, with very unsupportive parents. We have been through so much because of them, and he no longer has a phone or any means of communication to the outside world until he turns 18. He goes to a private school, and he is not allowed to get his license. I, on the other hand, have very supportive parents, and my whole family absolutely adores him. Oh, I lost my place. Sorry.
Yeah, that's what happens when we go live. Don't edit that out. Okay? That's what you get.
Okay.
All right.
I have given him my iPad Pro so we can talk through there. As the Christmas season is approaching, my parents have offered to buy me a new phone and I can give him my old one and they will pay for the phone service. But my question is, if the parents find the phone, can they take it?
Yes.
And if they do take the phone, is there anything that I can legally do?
No. So yes and no. Yes, they can, because it's a gift and it belongs to him once you give it to him.
Mm-hmm.
He's a minor, so he's under his parents' dominion and control. They can take away devices. All they legally have to do is clothe him, feed him, and make sure he goes to school, right? So they do not have to provide him a phone or an iPad or anything else. So unfortunately, if that happens and he's caught with it, they will not have recourse to get it back. So I would tell his friend to hide it well and keep it under his pillow and hang in there for 2 more years and try his best. But yeah, there would be no recourse, and parents can control what their kids do. I have a 16-year-old son also, and if I thought that he was doing something that I disapproved of or he was behaving poorly, and by the way, being in a same-sex relationship is not something I would necessarily disapprove of. But if he was, for example, using his phone to harass someone,
of course,
or send inappropriate messages or whatever, I have every right to take it away. I don't care who bought it for him. Right? So, yeah, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, that's all. Thank you all for listening. And remember to follow our show on whatever you're streaming it on. Give us a follow on all our social medias, and you can leave a review so we can see what you guys think of us.
Yeah. I wish everybody a happy, healthy holiday season. May the new year be one without pandemics, without Donald, with not Duck.
Right? I know.
Yeah, some of us will know who that is.
The Cheeto.
Most of us know. And tune in again. We'll reconvene again after the holiday, and we'll have some interesting episodes about reverse mortgages and about bankruptcy fraud and some other interesting topics as we come across some stuff. So, by the way, I appreciate you all. Our listenership grows every week, which is really, really amazing. So from the bottom of my heart and from this firm, we wish everyone a happy and healthy holiday season.
All right. And quoting one of the best Christmas movies, Merry Christmas, you filthy animals.
It's not that, though. It's keep the change, you filthy animals.
Okay.
From Home Alone.
But it's also Merry Christmas.
No, it's not. I'm right.
No, it is. It is. All right. Well, bye, guys.
All right. Bye.